This is the story of a picture-perfect American couple, the kind of duo people point at and say, goals. A sunny California life, a cute dog, a cozy home, a baby on the way. And then, out of nowhere, the whole fairy tale snaps like a cheap plastic ornament. One moment she's wrapping gifts, the next moment she's just gone. Vanished, like the earth literally swallowed her whole. And when the world started asking, what happened to her? All eyes locked on the one person who should have been shattered, crying, begging for answers. But instead, he was out here acting like he'd misplaced a pair of sunglasses. Not his wife, not his unborn kid, his whole damn world. All right, buckle up. Because this case, it isn't just a missing person story. It's a roller coaster the entire country got strapped into, willingly or not. Every living room, every diner TV, every news station, everyone was watching this go down like it was some twisted blockbuster. And honestly, the deeper you go, the darker it gets. Let's get into it. You've got a woman, bright, sweet, excited to be a mom. People adored her. She had that energy that just clicked with everyone around her. Holiday season vibes, warm lights, family plans. Her whole future lined up like it was waiting for her to step into it. But then, her husband rolls up with a story that hits weird from the jump. He says he was out doing something totally casual, chill, normal day stuff. Nothing dramatic, nothing suspicious. Just an everyday activity that should have blended into the background. And when he comes home, boom, she's not there. Her things are there. Her dog is there. But Laci, she's nowhere. At first, people were like, okay, maybe she stepped out. You know, grabbed something, took a walk, visited someone, typical holiday movement. But then hours pass, more hours, and the vibe shifts. That uneasy stomach drop feeling kicks in. Something's off. Like seriously off. And when the cops step in, they start looking around and doing that quiet thing investigators do. You know, that slow walk, that silent stare, that we're not saying anything yet, but we're processing everything energy. And while everyone else is freaking out, her husband is giving answers that feel like they're built out of thin paper. They fold, they sag, they don't hold weight. Every time he opens his mouth, people tilt their heads like, huh, that doesn't really line up. His vibe is just offbeat. It's like everyone else is hearing sirens and alarms, and he's hearing elevator music. Neighbors start talking, friends start talking, reporters show up like it's the Super Bowl for tragedy. Cameras everywhere, microphones in everyone's face, helicopters buzzing like angry bees. The whole town transforms into a national spectacle overnight. America is glued to this, half praying, half guessing, all judging. People are watching him on TV saying stuff like, I just want her home. But his eyes aren't matching his words. He looks too calm, too rehearsed, too disconnected. And in cases like this, when the spouse looks cold, bro, that is basically the universe side-eyeing you in HD. But then, boom, here comes the twist that sends the entire United States into meltdown mode. Out of nowhere, a woman steps up and says, yeah, I kinda know him. Actually, I know him well. We were involved. And the whole country just lost its mind. People are screaming at their TVs like it's a playoff game. News anchors are leaning forward like they can't believe the script they're reading. Every podcast, every bar conversation, every gossip circle. Everyone's talking about how this dude was out here living a whole separate life like he was practicing for a double role in a movie. And suddenly the question changed. It wasn't, where is Laci? Now it became, what was he willing to do to keep that other life intact? This case didn't just get darker. It got pitch black. Cops start digging deeper. They're putting together clues like puzzle pieces dipped in gasoline, because every new piece they find just sets the story more on fire. They check his behavior, they check his calls, they check where he said he went. And the more they dig, the more the ground beneath him starts cracking. And let me tell you something. When investigators smell something off, they don't just sniff around. They track it, they stalk it, they tear apart every inch of your life until the truth starts leaking out of the cracks. Meanwhile, the media is treating this whole thing like the biggest national obsession. People are crying for her. People are furious at him. People are falling asleep with the news on because they don't want to miss a single detail. It's messy, it's emotional, it's chaotic. It's America deep diving into a nightmare. But here's the wildest part. Even with the pressure building, even with the country watching like hawks, even with investigators tightening the rope around the truth, this dude keeps acting calm, cool, steady, like he thinks he can charm his way out of a black hole. And the more he tries to look innocent, the more guilty he ends up appearing. It's like watching someone try to hide a bonfire behind a curtain. You can pretend all you want, but the flames are screaming through the fabric. And at this point, everyone is thinking the same thing, but nobody wants to say it out loud. What if the person closest to her, the person she trusted the most, was actually the storm that took her away? Her friends don't buy his story. Her family doesn't buy his vibe. Cops aren't convinced. America? Oh, America already has him on their mental courtroom stand. And still, no one knows where she is. No real clues, no confirmed sightings, nothing but questions that burn hotter every day. This is where the case shifts gears, because once the public starts believing something, it spreads like wildfire. People are pointing fingers. People are hosting table debates like they're lawyers. Every new detail is blasted everywhere like breaking news even when it isn't. But behind the scenes, investigators are closing in. They're quiet, focused, watching everything, waiting for that one piece, that one thing, that will flip this mystery from speculation to revelation. The search for her keeps blowing up bigger and bigger, and at this point the whole country is basically acting like one giant detective squad. People are volunteering. People are combing through fields, rivers, random empty lots, flyers everywhere, candlelight vigils, strangers crying over a woman they never met because the story hit that deep. But the husband? He's out here floating through the chaos like he's stuck in airplane mode. No connection, no emotion, no panic. Just that weird, flat calmness that makes people's skin crawl. And you know how America works. Once people feel something's off, they don't let it go. They latch onto it like Velcro. Investigators start watching him closer. Not just checking facts, they're watching his movements, his reactions, his patterns, the little cracks in his answers that show up when he forgets which lie goes with which version. And every time he talks, something new feels off. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. It just keeps slipping through. Reporters are practically camping outside his house like they're waiting for concert tickets to drop. Every time he steps outside, there's a forest of microphones waiting to catch any weird sentence he slips up on. And he does slip. A lot. He gives answers that feel rehearsed, but not rehearsed well. Like a student trying to act confident during an oral exam while sweating bullets inside. People start whispering, if he really loved her, wouldn't he be breaking down? Wouldn't he be out here searching like a man on fire? And honestly, the whispers grow louder, stronger, more certain, until they're no longer whispers, they're accusations without the word accusation. America's already chosen their villain. But here's the thing about secrets. They never die quietly. Not ever. They don't fade. They don't disappear. They wait. And then they come crashing through your life like a wrecking ball at the worst possible moment. And for him, that moment arrives fast. Investigators start pulling apart everything. His roots, his statements, his phone records, his random excuses that don't line up. And they begin seeing a pattern, a trail he probably didn't even realize he left behind. People always think they're smarter than the truth. But truth has claws. It grabs on, it digs in, and eventually it shows its face. Meanwhile, the search teams are expanding. Dogs are being brought in, boats, helicopters, underwater scanners, everything short of psychic mediums. And all of it is pointing toward one chilling possibility. Whatever happened to her didn't happen by accident. It wasn't random. It wasn't unlucky. It wasn't some freak situation. It was deliberate, calculated, intentional. And the world starts feeling that cold drop in their stomach, the kind you get when you know you're about to hear something you don't want to hear. Then, the discovery happens, a place nobody expected, a location that instantly ignites the entire nation. Searchers find something that shouldn't be there, something that connects directly back to everything he tried to explain away. And suddenly, the case goes from tragic mystery to this is looking real bad for him, real fast. Investigators lock in harder. Their eyes sharpen. Their tone changes. They've shifted from exploring possibilities to building a narrative, a very specific one where he's center stage whether he likes it or not. But here's the wild part. Even as evidence grows, even as the public turns on him, even as his own behavior digs him deeper, he still acts chill, almost like he's convinced the world will eventually say, "Oh, hey, man, our mistake, carry on." And that calmness, that coldness, it makes everyone even angrier. People want emotion. They want panic. They want a husband screaming at the sky for his missing wife. But instead they get a man who acts like he's hiding a broken vase behind his back, too quiet, too stiff, too controlled. And America is watching like, bro, we can see something's wrong. As investigators keep digging, they start uncovering small details that feel like breadcrumbs leading straight into a wolf's mouth. Conversations he had, plans he made, things he told people, words that now hit completely differently in the light of everything happening. And suddenly a pattern emerges. A man who wanted freedom. A man who wanted a new life. A man who didn't want to deal with responsibility, commitment, fatherhood, or anything messy that comes with being a grown adult. Was that enough motive? Maybe. Maybe not. But it sure as hell fueled the fire people already believed was burning. As the story explodes nationwide, public anger reaches a whole new level. People are holding signs, crowds gathering outside the house, news vans lined up like a parade of outrage. If anger could take physical form, it would have swallowed that whole neighborhood. People aren't just demanding justice. They're demanding answers. They want someone to blame, someone to point at, someone to say, "You did this. You caused this nightmare." And every finger is pointing right at him. The investigation tightens, shifts from theory to structure, from maybe to likely to almost certain. Pieces that once felt random now locked together like teeth on a zipper. His behavior, his lies, his secret life, his strange calmness, his so-called explanations that crumble faster than wet cardboard. Everything is forming a picture, and the center of that picture is starting to look exactly like the person America already suspected. And then comes the moment. That moment investigators have been building toward. That moment the public has been waiting for. That moment where speculation becomes confrontation. A place is searched, a spot that was already on the radar, and what's found there changes everything. It's the kind of discovery that makes every news anchor sit up straighter, makes crowds go silent, makes even skeptics feel their throat tighten, because suddenly the mystery isn't a mystery anymore. It's a tragedy with a face, a heartbreak with an explanation, a nightmare with proof. The country reacts instantly. Some cry, some rage, some stare at their screens, unable to process how something so evil could hide behind such a normal-looking life. People who prayed for a miracle now feel crushed. People who hoped for a happy ending now sit in disbelief. People who defended him now look away in embarrassment. The entire nation feels the weight of the truth hit at once. And him? He goes into survival mode, talking circles around reporters, repeating the same lines like a glitching robot, trying to hold up a story that's already collapsing. But once the truth cracks open, there's no going back. The world sees everything. And this is where the story turns into a showdown. Him on one side, the truth on the other, and the entire country watching like it's the biggest true crime finale ever aired. Investigators lay out their findings, piece by piece, word by word, every detail sharper than the one before. And his world, it caves in. The calmness evaporates. The rehearsed answers don't land anymore. The charm stops working. It's like watching a mask melt off under a heat lamp. There's nowhere left to hide. No more lies that can cover the cracks. No more pretending. Everything he tried to bury comes roaring back up. And as America watches the final stretch of this case unfold, one thought echoes through the entire nation. How can someone look so normal and carry something so monstrous inside? This wasn't just a crime. It was betrayal wrapped in a smile, darkness wearing a clean shirt, evil hiding behind perfect husband energy. The story ends with the truth dragging itself to the surface. Heavy, heartbreaking, brutal. A woman who deserved joy, a child who never got a chance, a family torn apart, a nation shaken. This case didn't just dominate headlines. It carved itself into American history, into true crime culture, into every conversation about trust, love, and the terrifying things people are capable of hiding. And even now, after all the noise, after all the coverage, after all the theories, one question still chills people. If someone can smile like that, act normal like that, live a double life like that, then how well do we really know anyone?